not wanting my MIL in the labor room with me for my baby delivery because she has proven to not want to support my family in any other way and only takes money and resources from us. I, 23F, am having a baby soon. I'm about 32 weeks pregnant and can't wait for my little bundle of joy with me and my fiancé, 26M. So here's the tea. My MIL asked my fiancé if she could be in the room with me when I go to give birth. This would be the first grandchild on either side of the family. I'm the oldest child in my family and he's the youngest and only boy, and none of his sisters are even thinking about marriage, kids, family, etc. They're more career-focused. OFC, there is nothing wrong with that. But it seems like because of this, she is putting her time and attention on the two of us and our relationship because she wants grandchildren. Oh yeah, and our child is also a boy. Here are my reasonings for not having her in the room. 1. I don't think I would feel comfortable with her there. Giving birth is a very vulnerable position, and if I'm allowed two people with me, I would prefer, of course, my fiancé and my mother. I'm closer to my mom. I know she will advocate for my health. She's also a nurse. And she has had 5 children and she's my mom, and at some point in my life has seen all parts of me. 2. His mom has a tendency to have things go wrong when it comes to attention being put on the two of us. Mill has on several occasions had incidents where she needed to be taken to the hospital or the ER if we were doing something. For example, the day we were going to check out a wedding venue, she accidentally took too much of a medicine that made her disoriented, loopy, and out off it. She lit her lamp on fire and fell out of her bed. Thankfully, my fiancé and I hadn't left yet, and his grandmother came running out of the house saying she was unconscious. He went in to check on her, the ambulance was called, and she spent 3 days in the hospital after that. I know it could be a coincidence, but this has happened more than once, to the point where she has finally accepted that this medicine she has to take has to be regulated by his sister. 3. She is purposely taking money from him. At the beginning of June, after we had moved out into an apartment on our own in April, she changed the grandmother's banking information at the beginning of the month, and the Social Security check could not get to her. My fiancé is on the mortgage for the family home. There is a whole backstory of why, but that isn't entirely important here. To which he has had to pay the mortgage for 3 months. Every time he asks what's going on with the Social Security check, there is always a different excuse. Oh, the office was closed. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I'll call you back later about it. Both of us are working and we both pay equal for the bills in our apartment, but we are going to need all income when the baby's here, since we will need to take care of hospital bills, baby formula, to supplement breastfeeding, diapers, etc. Yes, I have thought about getting on WX to help ease these issues, but it does not solve the problem of his mother forcing him to pay the mortgage. She has also on several occasions asked him to do a HELOC loan to allow her to pay for her debts and catch up on the bills that she let get behind. But at the same time keeps telling him, if you weren't ready to move out, then why did you leave? It wasn't that he wasn't ready. Our bills are paid, our cars did not get repoed, our child has the stuff he needs before he even gets here. We have plenty of food, we are financially stable, I am still working and will continue to until I get on maternity leave, which is already planned out. Note she does not have a job, was in debt until she won at a casino and fixed her issues. Well, some of them. She still owes on her car and gets disability because she can't work for. I do not want her to feel entitled to taking care of our child. I don't think she is physically capable of helping me take care of myself or my baby in the L&D room, let alone when I'm cleared to go home with our son. She has proven that she can't walk without help, has injured both of her arms and isn't physically stable. I will not allow for the baby to be put in danger. Another note. Yes, my fiancé is agreeing with me on not having his mother take care of the baby until she can prove she is capable, as he has told her, and both of us work opposite schedules with zero overlap. One works comes home and the other goes into work. We will not need a babysitter unless we want to spend time alone together. 5. Finally, she has made unnecessary indirect comments about me. He called her one day to talk to her and was telling her about what he was making for dinner. My fiancé usually makes dinner for us when he's off work or when he feels like it, because he knows how hard it is for me to work from 5 a to 1 p while being heavily pregnant and on my feet all day at work. I do all of the cleaning in the apartment. This has a lot to do with nesting and me being a neat freak. He called her to ask about a recipe and her response was, "Why are doing all this cooking? You're working full-time and going to school. I just don't want my son to get sick." At the time of this conversation, he was still taking online college courses. He has since graduated. But she made it seem as though I was not doing anything at all. Even though I am full-time carrying a child that physically, mentally, and emotionally takes a lot out of me. Anyone who has been pregnant knows what I'm talking about. Anyone who hasn't, I can promise you pregnancy is not for the weak. I don't know what she thinks I'm doing all day, but I do contribute a lot to the family that we are building by making one of the members, working full-time still at 32 weeks, cleaning up the apartment, and of course being my fiancé's emotional support and working with him as a team for everything he needs me to. All that being said, I don't know if I don't want her there out of resentment I may have, or if I'm valid in my thought. Now, time for another story. Aita, for not trying harder to let my ex know our son passed. Sorry for any layout issues, I am on my phone. Also, throw away as my ex follows my main. Both myself, F, and my partner, M, were 28 when I found out I was pregnant. Together 4 years. Personally, I didn't want the child. My work was offering potential advances within my position, and I was excited for it. But after a lot of talking, we decided to go forward with it. When I was around 20 weeks, just after finding out the gender, he disappeared. I couldn't contact him. He wouldn't answer the phone or messages. I got worried and messaged his mother and found out he was living back with her and was overwhelmed with the situation. He kept paying his part of the bills over to my bank each month, but I received no contact. I even tried going over. Nothing. By about 27 weeks, I gave up trying, gave up crying, and just got on with what I thought was a future as a single mother. I brought everything needed over the next couple of weeks and set it all up. At 31 weeks, I started having pains, but put it down to Braxton Hicks. Just before 32 weeks, my waters went and I went into labor, with the baby coming very quickly. He went straight to NICU. I messaged and rang my ex and his mother, no response. Less than a week later, my son passed due to complications of early birth. I again tried to contact my ex and his mother, left voicemails and messages. Nothing. The next few weeks were a blur, but with the help of my mother and father, his funeral was arranged. They tried to contact ex and his mother also, still nothing. I sent more messages, nothing. I'm assuming we were probably all blocked, but honestly, at that point, I didn't care. I was so broken. His funeral came and went. It was beautiful and horrible. I stopped messaging and told my family not to bother after the funeral had passed. I couldn't deal with it anymore. About 5 months after his birth rush death, my ex turned up, let himself in. I wasn't at home, but when I got back, he was instantly hostile. The flat was clearly not set up for nor accommodating a small child. He demanded to see his son. I broke down and told him what happened. I have never seen him so sad and angry. He stormed out, slamming the door on his way out. Within half an hour, I got a nasty call from his mother, followed by messages from siblings, other family. How dare I not let them know something so serious? How could I hide something like that out of petty spite? I truly didn't. I tried, but I couldn't keep trying. It's been nearly 3 weeks now of them being awful. I was speaking to my sister this weekend, and she said, TBF, it was a bit of a dick move to not keep trying. They deserved to know, was it? I tried so hard to let him know, but I was struggling so hard too. I lost my son too. Aita, should I have done more? Edit, thank you all so much for your responses. Sorry for not replying to any. Reading them has been a lot. Honestly, I'm going to drink a bottle of wine, or 2, read your kind responses, and cry myself to sleep. Writing this all out and living it again has been hard. Unfortunately, I'm not able to change the locks. Landlord said no. But my tenancy ends on the 12th of June, and I already have a new flat to move into. And thankfully, my dad has been able to cover the cost of a private therapist, and I see her again Tuesday. Thank you all so much again for your kind words, second edit. If I had realized this was going to blow up so much, then I probably would have just posted to my main. If you see this post anyway, read it, Lewis. Then read it again. Then read the comments. Then just leave me alone. Thank you all for your comments. I'm going to show my therapist the post when I see her and talk it through, but honestly, it has helped a lot. Even if I did cry quite a bit, I'm going to sleep now and won't be back on this post. But thank you all. Update August 10th, 2023, 2.5 months later. The previous post was locked, but I've had a few messages asking after me. So before I leave this account completely, I just wanted to let people know I'm all right. The move went smoothly. I'm far enough away that there is no risk of bumping into my ex or his family. I changed my number and deleted all social media, so haven't had anything from them personally for about 6 weeks. My sister apologized for what she said, and we've spoken a lot about it all. I definitely don't think our relationship is the same, but we're okay. I still hear they're speaking badly about me from friends, but I try and ignore it. I'm in therapy still, and am trying my hardest to move forward with everything. I visit my son's grave when I can. Thankfully, my ex and his family care so little about more than themselves, they never asked where he is buried, so I can do so in peace. Thank you all for everything you said. I have found myself going back to the previous post a lot over the last couple of months, and it has helped more than I can express. I'll be leaving this account now, but again, thank you. Update 2, April 24th, 2024, 8 months later. Forgot about Reddit till I was clearing out some apps for phone space. Thought I'd send out a final update before I send the app to the void. Wish I could say things are amazing. Great job. New partner. Blah, 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 but it's nothing as great or exciting as that. Moved into my new flat last year, and it's nice. Forgot how expensive it is to live alone, but I'm managing. I did end up getting a new job. Its pay is about the same. Job role also, but X doesn't know where it is. He didn't show up at old job or anything exciting like that. I just wanted a new start along with my new home. No new partner, I don't have it in me to date yet. Sister stuff, we're LC. She apologized, but she still speaks with X on occasions, according to my mom. Nothing dramatic and Reddit style like OMG, they're actually secretly folk-king and have 5 babies and blah. Just that my sister will talk to him if they bump into each other. But honestly, kinda hurts after everything. Still in therapy, I doubled the length of sessions around the 1-year date of my son's passing. Thankfully, my ex didn't turn up at his grave, or at least not when I was there. I'm not gonna go into it too much, but it sucked. It hurt a lot, and I spent quite a few days drunk and crying in bed after the visit. My dad has been my rock through this all. I'm still paying him back for everything. He waves me off when I say I'm gonna pay X amount this month, but I know his bank cries LOL. We have a morning together on a Sunday where we just drink tea, catch up, maybe put on the F1. It's nice and I love the time together. But basically, just boring, thankfully. No ex-contact, nor his family. No massive life changes. Just one foot in front of the other. I reread everything I posted last year and read loads of the comments of Gabe, and I just want to say thank you. I was in a really bad place mentally, and it was hard to see that I wasn't the villain in this. A mixture of therapy and all the comments helped. So thank you all. Bye-bye.